Week in Review is sponsored by the Jim and Rick Show and the After the Show podcast. This week on the show, they talk about quiet quitting, what is it, and why is it happening? Also, an epic comedian response to a heckle and the hiring process. Is it going to change? They talk all about that, plus text too hot for the air. You can listen to it all at thejimandrickshow.com, where you can also find the After the Show podcast. Hello, Lakeshore, and welcome to A Week in Review, where we take a look at some stories you might have missed this week. Two linemen with the Manitowoc Public Utilities are back home after traveling to Florida to aid in Hurricane Ian relief efforts. Kyle Oudenhoven and Jake Zipperer were among 33 Wisconsin utility workers to make the trip, along with fellow MPU employee Ben Davidson. Kyle told us their biggest challenge was floodwaters, downed power lines, and backed up sewage. Jake said they were more than happy to go help because, quote, getting everyone's lights back on is the whole reason you wanted to be a lineman in the first place. Ben, for his part, did not work directly with his MPU brethren as he helped install new power poles. Ascent Services is celebrating 65 years of serving the community. We spoke with Executive Director Deanna Genske, who told us all about that brand new mural, which you can see right at the bottom of your screen. As you can see, from left to right, the mural depicts the history of the organization, which began life in 1957 as Holiday House. BJ and Les Ann Halverson are depicted on the left, followed by the third executive director, Tom Keel, and then Deanna, who led the organization through their rebranding just a few years ago. Consumer Credit Counseling Service out of Sheboygan will be collaborating with Cleveland State Bank next month to offer a free FirstTime Homebuyers class. The class is being held at the Cleveland State Bank, located at 1250 West Washington Avenue in Cleveland on Saturday, November 5th from 9 to 4. All participants must register by contacting CCCS at 800-350-2227 by Monday, October 31st. And the Two Rivers Police Department now issuing hero cards to the public. Police Chief Brian Kohlmeyer told us they look exactly like a baseball card or other sports card, but this one features Officer Andy Lottie and K9 Zanti. They informed the public all about the first ever K9 officer in the TRPD. If you do see Officer Lottie or Zanti out and about, you are encouraged to say hi and ask for a card, as long as they're not in the middle of something. Also, on a side note, Zanti is turning 2 years old this month, so if you see him, be sure to give him a pet and say happy birthday. You can always find more local news online anytime at seehafernews.com. You have yourselves a fantastic weekend, and we will see you next week.